Roxanne Wolf was an animatronic who debuted in Security Bridge. The special ability of Roxanne. Are your eyes being that these allow you to Roxanne but through the walls? A message that comes to us says that Roxanne has this ability to win races, only that Roxanne takes advantage of this ability to talk with other robots through the walls. As you will have to know, the personality of Roxanne is that of an egocentric girl, and Good Scott may have done so for a reason, and is that in Raph has always had a great appreciation to the counterpart of Foxy is more before glam rock Freddy. For many, Foxy was the Roxy's most loved and good character. At the end of the day is the replacement for Fox, and so quite possibly the narcissistic personality of Roxy is based on fans' fanaticism towards Foxy. Roxy's personality is very similar to Bonnie's personality, being Toy Bonnie claims to be the best.
This is my chance to shine, and your chance to fade away. It's not my fault I'm so much more famous than you.
You are nothing! Your fans are watching you right now.
The only difference is that Toy Bonnie is a fool since he doesn't even know how to count. Roxanne is the second animatronic in all born to have cried, being the first. I don't know if you know, but your laughter is actually the cries of the kite child, but distorted as proof. Still encoded laughter. You can hear this. Freddy in Space 2, a game that Scott released to raise funds. There was a teaser that said next year, followed by the image of a wolf and Freddy. This would be a teaser of Security Bridge, and the wolf would be Roxanne. Then the design of Roxanne was changing quite like that of the beta calendar, the trailer, and until we all know that. As a fun fact, the beta design of Roxanne appears in Fazbear Entertainment. The Foxy jumpscare and the Roxy in Security Bridge are very similar. Here a comparison for you to look at what I mean. When we destroy Roxanne, we can grab her eyes. The curious thing about Roxanne's eyes is that they are very similar to the icon of Purple Place, that little game that came installed on computers. I cannot confirm that it is a coincidence or it was done on purpose. Roxanne is possibly based on two things. The first thing is in the Roxy music band. Roxanne possibly is band that during the 90s had a few outfits similar to those of glam rocks, and in which it is called Roxanne, which has a copy, and I won't put it on. According to questions and answers with Steel Wool workers, Roxanne is probably the most difficult animatronic or who they modeled. When a worker was asked, he answered with Roxanne. This may partly be due to the hair, as always modeling the hair of something is very difficult. Roxanne has the discarded dialogues that they are.
My face! My face! My face! Give me back my eyes!
These dialogues were supposed to tell us Roxanne when it was destroyed, but for some reason they were cut from the game. There was a glitch within the Roxanne racing zone that let you save at 6 AM in the early versions of the game. To make this bug, you had to go where the staff bot was headless and pick it up again. After doing this, the game will interpret that it is 5, but in fact they will follow the 6 and you can go and save in the places you want. Before Security Bridge Steel Wool came out, several conceptual arts of the game were released. Is that there is one where we are shown what the Roxanne racing area is inspired by, being that the parking lots are based on luxury parking and that the crash zone is inspired by that. An area where car designers see how cars react to shocks, and which is also strongly based on these 4 stock images. I don't know if it was a coincidence or Scott did it on purpose, but maybe if they don't know Roxanne when it's destroyed, they can still see you thanks to the sound.
I can't see you, but I can hear you!
And this is quite curious, since the person who gives voice to Roxanne and Freeze Reed also gives voice to Value, and as he values you could see through the sound equally this by several dialogues that she says, and because Roxanne and she share voice actor, and because it is funny to give him voice to 2 blind characters. There is a message that says Roxy did it again. Another mindless staff bot was beheaded because it got in his way on the racetrack. I'm getting tired of trudging up to Western Cape to fix these things because there's no repair station that's closer. At least I have an extra dance pass so I don't get stuck again. This message implies that Roxanne is a bad loser, which is basically that when she loses she gets angry, and this time she decapitated a poor staff bot, only because she got into her racing zone. Roxanne in her destroyed form up here is very strong, since when she approaches Freddy tells us to hide, since closing the door will not work. On the one hand it may be stronger since it is angry that it no longer has a face, or on the other hand it may just be something that Scott did to make that part more dynamic. Roxanne's Funko figure has many errors such as missing paint marks on her face, the size of her head is wrong, and that the figure is a tracing of the figure of Font Time Fox, and only that with other colors and minor details. In the Ultimate Knights mentions that Roxanne could be a counterpart of Twisted Wolf in animatronic or FNAF novels, and as many therefore began to think that Roxanne was Rag, and that it was actually a man. I put this in the video just to deny it, and that is that in the text clearly says there is speculation that it could be a twisted version of Roxanne, or speculation, nothing is confirmed. Roxanne has a little logic, and that is that if your eyes allow you to see through the walls, practically X-rays, because you never realize that Gregory is inside Freddy. Or when Gregory hides an order, how well that is not taken into account since Security Bridge would only have lasted 10 minutes. In the interview Scott revealed that in FNAF, there were two people discarded, being a wolf and a beaver. The beaver on the one hand was made 3 years later in Pizzeria Simulator as the Chip, and the wolf finally appeared as Roxanne Wolf in Security Bridge. This obviously if we don't count Twisted Wolf, as this character debuted in the novels, not in the games as Scott wanted. There's a theory that Roxy actually saw Gregory inside Glambrock Freddy, only that Gregory did not attack him for a reason, and that is that Roxy sent him the location of Gregory to Vanny, and this would explain in part how Vanessa met Gregory sometimes, since she really always knows the location of Gregory, although this actually brings quite a few plot holes.